Do you want a fully functional, stackable iron golem farm that will work on any platform in Minecraft 1.13 Update Aquatic? Well, I have got something for you here. This is perfect. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next video from me, Avomance, in my farm tutorial series. Today, we are in Minecraft Update Aquatic 1.13 to do an iron farm. We are going to dismiss any problems people have got with iron farms in 1.13. There aren't any. They all work absolutely fine, but we're going to try and do something that is as optimal as possible without doing village stacking, which means that you've got to do resetting stuff and do it in the spawn chunks. This does not have to be in the spawn chunks, but there are some little quirks about Update Aquatic and also the other platforms other than Java, things like Bedrock, that don't like to do the iron farms in the traditional way. Things like burning wood with lava. So we're going to do a lavaless one. No lava, but they're still going to die just the same. Let's crack on with it. What is great about this farm is that it's got quite a small footprint. You can see here, it is just a 5 by 5 square with a little knobbly bit at the front. That's all it is, 5 by 5. It's actually really, really tiny as far as footprints go and farms go. Let's get on with it. For this build, you are going to need 744 structural blocks. Now that could be cobblestone, another type of stone, something you want to build your farm out of. 240 slabs, ideally of the same type of block, but it doesn't have to be. 3 steps, 6 chests, 3 hoppers, 2 powered rails, 7 normal rails, 1 minecart hopper, 2 redstone blocks, 9 magma blocks, 48 glass blocks, 5 torches, 24 wooden doors, doesn't matter which wood, and 72 ice blocks. The first thing I'm going to say, and let's dispel this right at the beginning, is I am making this out of iron blocks. Please do not make your farm out of iron blocks. This is an iron farm. You are doing it because you want iron, not because you want to spend iron. I'm only using iron blocks because they have an awesome edge. They are the best block to be able to see what you're doing and to be able to count. They're just superb. But please don't build yours in iron. It would be madness. Okay, now we've got that one over and done with, we are going to start putting down the collection system. First things first, face yourself and put down 2 chests. In Update Aquatic, when you put that on the floor, it works absolutely fine. However, if you try and place shift click 2 chests on top of a chest, you get 2 separate chests. We do not want 2 separate chests. You have to shift click into the side of the chest now. So again, side of the chest. So we've got 3 double chests. Now come along to the right hand back side of these chests and shift click a tower of hoppers. They should all be facing into the chests. Yes, they are. That is perfect. Then bring a ring all the way around this 5 by 5 like that and stick a torch inside. That torch is inside simply to light up this space. If you don't light up this space, there is a danger that you can have mobs spawn in it, and it won't affect the farm, but it will be really annoying with the noise that they make. So don't do it. Make sure you light it up. Don't fall foul of the constant zombie groan, because nobody wants that in their life. Now we're going to carry on and build up another level, and then 1 more level, so it is 3 high, like that. And then we're going to bring the row there, we're going to bring a row there, and we're going to bring a row there and there. Do not put a block in here, it's wasteful, because we're going to fill that with redstone. What we're now going to do is we're going to fill up the redstone with a powered rail. We're going to stick another rail on top of the hopper. We're going to stick a rail next to that, and that joins them up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to stick a rail next to that. We're going to stick a rail next to that. We're actually going to remove this. You don't have to put it in the first place. We're going to put another redstone block. Put a powered rail on the redstone block, put a rail next to that, stick a rail next to that, put a rail next to that there so it curves around. Do not, I repeat, do not yet put a rail on the block next to the redstone. Stick a rail here, then stick a rail here, then stick a rail here. That way you get this nice kind of B shape, sort of a B shape, isn't it, if you look at it in a sort of from the back there, to get that nice B shape. If you do it in another way, in another order, they're not going to connect properly, and that is going to be a disaster. Then get yourself a magma block, and we are going to go 3 by 3 blocks of magma. First on the first redstone, then across one, then across one more, then 3 at the back and 3 more. So we've got a square 3 by 3 of magma. We're then going to get more of our structural blocks, and we're going to build up all the way around like this until it is level with the magma, except on the front. Because what we need to do on the front is come in here, get ourselves a minecart with hopper, and give it a little nudge. And that then goes around and around the circuit really beautifully, and will never ever stop. Top off with 3 blocks on the magma, get some steps. I'm using quartz stairs simply because they're a similar colour to the iron block. You don't have to use quartz steps. Please don't say, Avo, does it have to be quartz steps? No, it does not. It's just a way of blocking up that gap and still being able to open up that chest. Nothing more than that. Then get yourself some glass. I've not got my glass out. And you are going to put a row of glass around the magma 3 high. There you go, so that is the 3 high row of glass, and on top of that just 1 more row of your structural block. And that is stage 1 finished. Now we have to create the platform, and I do have to give a nod to a few YouTubers out there that have also done this geometry, which is a 3 by 3 hole with 8 going out on the sides and then using a half slab. Not least of which my mate Frilly Off, who did a tutorial on how to do a night farming 1.13 as well, and the geometry of his upper section is very similar to this. Anyway, so we're going to come out 8. So this being 1, we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Counting with Avo. You didn't think we'd do a tutorial about it, did you? And then we're going to fill up all the way along, and the same on this side, and then we're going to do exactly the same on all of these sides as well. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, fill in these sides, and then we're going to join up so as we've got one big square. So let's crack on with that. There you go, we've got one platform that is 8 by 8 by 8 by 8 all the way around. So that gives you 16, 17, 18, 19, I repeat, 19 square. And then you're going to get slab, and you're going to place the slab 1 up. So you can see that is a bottom half slab, and that is going to come along all the way around and create now what will be a 21 by 21 square. You're going to get that all the way around the outside. Again, I'm purely using quartz slab because it matches the colour of the iron block. You do not have to use such an expensive thing as a quartz slab. Feel free to use cobblestone. Cobblestone will love you for it. It is absolutely no problem. Use cobblestone. It is properly functional in this particular circumstance. So get yourself all the way around so you've got a fully trimmed area in half slabs. That's perfect. And then in each corner we're going to come up 1, 2, and then create a little knobbly bit in the corner. And then on this side 1, 2, knobbly, knobbly. This side 1, 2, knobbly, knobbly, and 1, 2, wibbly wobbly. That's actually the same. It is still a knobbly knobbly. I thought I'd change it for interest's sake. There you go. So that is the shape and size of the bottom chamber. So let's get a second floor on it. And the way we know that we're putting the second floor in the right place is we come right to the very corner near our bibbly bobbly and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more. And that is it. You do not require those 4. You're just looking for this one, and then from this you come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And you should find that that is directly below. Yep, that is perfect. Then come along here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The same, and the same this side, and this side. So you've got a ring 19 by 19, and then all you need to do is to come in 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know this block is dead center, and from this one you want to count in 8, including that one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then come out 1 to one side, and then again, and then come down another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come around another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then turn another right angle, come down another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and join it up. And you will know that that hole is directly over the bottom hole. That's perfect. And then all you do is fill in the gaps. Literally, we're doing a bit of colouring in now. You can do it however you want. Doesn't matter how. You can do bits at the side, bits at the top, bits in the middle. I don't care. Do it however you want. Just make it complete, and make sure you do it in blocks and not slabs. And there you've got 2 complete platforms, exactly how they should look. Now, you have a choice here. If you wish, you can build 2 more platforms. Yep, seriously, you can build 2 more platforms. But if you build them, you've got to build them at least 65 blocks in that direction. So literally we're going to go, where am I at the minute? I'm at Y78. So I've got to be putting this around about what? Y145. If I want to do another 2 layers, I've got to do Y145. And that is a perfectly legitimate choice. If you have them in exactly the same spot, the golems will fall down into that fiery pit of magma. But you've got to get villagers up there. That's your challenge. So if you want to do that, your additional challenges is to get your villagers up there as well. But you can certainly do it. I'm not going to do it for the purposes of this farm, but that is your choice. And then actually, if you wanted to, you could stick just about, if you'd done it lower, a 3rd layer 65 blocks up again. So you could actually get a triple farm in one footprint. But that is not what we're trying to achieve with this particular farm. So now we've got both platforms, it is time to get Dory. And I don't mean Dory like off of Finding Nemo. I mean Dory as in we're putting some doors on. And what we're going to do is we're going to come to 2 opposite corners. Now traditionally, I've always put doors along each of the 4 sides. We're not going to do that in this particular iron farm. We're only going to use opposite corners because I have been taught that, well, I knew the logic of the geometry, but I've been taught that if we put doors on each corner, opposite corners, in a symmetrical way, i.e. they same number that way, and they correspond with the opposite corner, the centre of the village doesn't change its position. And what that means is you only have to move villagers to 2 spots rather than 4. That, by my book, is half as difficult as putting it on 4 separate spots. So that is what we're doing. So come to the corner and put a block on top of this. You will find it leaves a gap because that's a bottom slab and it doesn't want to go halfway along. So get on top of that one there and come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If you wish, you could go 7, you could go 8, you could go 9, but I'm telling you now, you do not need to, because that is going to be sufficient doors to make this village work. And if you put any extra doors on it, it's going to make almost no difference whatsoever. Exactly the same on this corner, and come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever you do on that one, make sure you do on this one. So if you go 7, put 7, please. You only really need to do 6. Honest, you only need to do 6, and that is that. And we've got 2 corners ready to accept our doors. It's time to get our villagers cozy in their new homes, and they're going to be very cozy because they're going to be with all of their mates in a very cramped space. What we're going to do is we're going to remove that block there, and we want to replace it with the half slab. So we've got a half slab there, and it's a bottom half slab, which means that zombies cannot spawn on it. Therefore, no zombies will spawn in our villagers' little home and eat their face. And that's obviously very positive for us, and more specifically, quite positive for the villager. So we are now going to remove that corner, and we're going to build a 1 by 1 square. You can see that is a 1 by 1 square. That is the beginning of the pod for our villager. Then what we want to do is we want to come up and put a half slab under there, a half slab under there, and then bring that around and build a second level to that, and that then gives us a double bubble. These villagers are not going anywhere. They are very, very safe. They can't be eaten. They can't fall out. They're happy as they could possibly be with 100,000 of their mates. Well, maybe just a few. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the same over here. Replace that with a half slab at the bottom. This comes around. Get rid of the middle one. Half slab underneath there. half slab underneath there, and then bring that ring around. Oops, except I've done the wrong one there. Bring that ring around like that, and then that gives us the second pod to keep our little villagers safe. And then all we need to do is place our doors. We're getting a bit dory, but not like off of Finding Nemo. We are getting dory with all of our doors. So that is 6 doors in that direction, 6 doors in this direction, and then we're coming around the opposite corner to where we did the first pod, and 6 more doors, and open the doors, and 6 more doors. And right there, we have enough doors to spawn plenty of iron golems. That is all you need to have a golem spawning mechanism. We need to have at least 10 villagers. I'm going to shove about 20 total, so that's 10 in that corner, 10 in that corner, something like that. Doesn't matter if it's a few more, doesn't matter if it's a few less. It will affect the spawn rate ever so slightly, but not too much. So one massive improvement on iron farms that have come from 1.13, and I'm sure you've seen some videos on this already, this is nothing brand new, is that we can get ourselves, our villagers, up here really easy because of the way the water mechanics have changed. Now, I'm not talking about getting soul sand and shooting them up in a bubble column. No, we don't even need to do that with villagers. All we need to do is get rid of those doors, bring these up there, stick one of those there, and just build ourselves a glass column down to the floor here. Literally, that's all we need to do. This is so much more simple than trying to give them piggybacks all the way to your own farm. But it doesn't even compute. It's so much more easy. So let's get this all the way down here, all the way down here. That goes there. Whoop, that goes there. That goes there, and that goes there. So we've got a 2-high door. Get rid of that block there. And if we then come up to the top and we shove a water block in here, not the top one, in here, that will go all the way down. And it will go into that hole and it won't spill anywhere. And then what we can do is we can get our villager and we can say, "Oi, Mr. Villager, in you pop," and we give him a little bit of a push into the water column, and off he goes up to the top, all in his Jack Jones. He's quite happy. Up he goes. He can breathe, and he says, "Oh, I think I've wet myself." "No, Mr. Villager, you are just waist deep in water." And then you can do that with as many villagers as you want. You want at least 10 on each side. I'll explain why you want 10 in there in a minute. And you keep on going like that. How many's that? I can't even remember. Is that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, do you remember I said about how it's going to be difficult to get villagers into a pod that is 140 odd blocks? Well, guess what? You can do it that way and it won't be that hard. It will actually be relatively simple. Then all you need to do is you need to get your villager block that you were going to land them on. This is where they're going to... Well, you shush. You're so noisy. If we get this block, get rid of that. Shove the half slab that you were going to have them standing on there. Get rid of all of the glass. Of course, you don't have to use glass. You can use a block that you're going to get back again. That is not a problem. And then what you want to do is you want to just get yourself into this block here. Use a bucket of water. Now, I don't want to trade with you. I just want the water. There we go. Get the water like that. They all fall into that little pod. They look like a mass of swirly heads, and get yourself another slab and cover them over, and they are safe as literally houses in that corner. You can't put any more than 25 in there, obviously, because that will cause them to cram and die. But really, any more than 20, you start to get some benefits theoretically, because if you put 20 in, that means the entire farm can accommodate 2 golems. If you have 30, the farm can accommodate 3 golems. 40, the farm can accommodate 4 golems, etc, etc. But the chance of getting a golem really is about 1 every 6 minutes. So if you've got 20, that means whilst the golem is busy dying, you've got a chance of getting another one in there. However, if you've got 30, the chance of that golem not already having been dead is extremely low. So really, it's only 20 is what you need. Obviously, fill up this pod in exactly the same way. So we have got 2 sets of villagers sat there, very loud, very noisy, probably complaining a little bit that they are stuck in those little pods. Now, this village is now active, but what we want to do now is we want to get the water in it. So we're going to come up to the top floor first, and we're going to stick ourselves a block. Let's get a doodah block. There we go. Just for consistency, we're going to stick a block in the corner. I'm going to use ice. If you want to use water buckets, you go for your life. But seriously, people, get yourself an ice farm. It is well worth it. Don't mess about with water if you're doing it in any real volume. Get yourself some ice. It makes so much difference. So come along, get yourself another one on there, and ice on there. Get yourself another one on there, ice on there, and then finally get yourself another one on there and ice on there. Let's just get these unnecessary blocks out of my way. Don't need the water bucket. Okay, so and then place ice blocks along these edges. Now, not every single one, and avoid, now I repeat, avoid sticking an ice block anywhere near here. You don't want that. I just don't believe I just did that. You don't want that. So I'm just going to get rid of that. But let's get my block of iron there again. You don't want it on this one, and you don't want it on this one. It is really important that you move away from that corner. Otherwise, you are going to end up with a lake, a very glass mill pond lake that could not be more still apart from the cascading water going down the middle. That is not what you're after in your life. Trust me, people, don't stick it in these corners. I don't want complaints. It's not something I want either. Just don't do it. It works beautifully having it block gap, block gap, block gap, block gap. So use the gap. Block, gap, block, gap, block, gap, block, gap, block, gap, block, gap, block. You get the idea, right? Block, gap, gap. And just do that all the way around. There we go. You can see we've got blocks and gaps all the way around. Now the next thing we've got to do is get these ice blocks melted. Now if I do this in creative, all I'm going to do is smack the ice blocks up. So I've got to come into survival. So game mode survival. Donk. There we go. We're in survival mode. Now if we now give that a punch, we get water. Superb. Give that a punch, we get water. Give that a punch, we get water. Just go along, punch them all. Let the water flow you along, take you to the next one. It's dead easy. Get rid of them all the way. It tries to sweep you into the hole. Don't go into the hole. You will fall into the fiery pat of magma, and nobody wants that. That is not useful for your iron farm. You do not drop any iron. Don't fall into the iron farm yourself. We're coming along. We got that one. We're hitting that one. We're hitting that one. Oh, that one didn't go. Hitting that one. Hitting that one. Hitting that one. And then we're finally flowing along this last side, trying to avoid falling into the hole in the middle. Like that. And there we have it. And then we can go into, let's just get ourselves back and swim onto the edge there. And that way we don't fall. And up onto there. There we have it. That's beautiful. And then let's just go back into game mode creative. There we go. So now we can fly around, and we want to just knock out those corner blocks, which gives another block upon which an iron golem can spawn. Dead easy, right? We want iron golem. Oh, look, we've already got one spawning on the lower level. That's proving that it does actually work. We've got golems on the spawn. Hello, my mate. I'm going to call you Frank. So on the top platform there, we've got happy water. Now on the bottom, we've got to do exactly the same thing. So let's get ourselves a block in each corner and fill it up with water. And there we go. Frank, poor old soul, has fallen down the bottom, and we just need to get ourselves into game mode creative, as far away from the hole as we possibly can. Game mode creative, there we go, and up we go. I did that super fast. Let's get rid of these guys in the corners. And poor old Frank is getting a bit of a hot foot going on there. And there we go. That is one fully functional iron farm. And poor old Frank, he's not having a good time. Now what you will find with this farm is that they die a lot slower when they are in magma. They don't die quite as fast as they do when they are in lava, but we don't have to worry about trying to get lava blades going. We don't have to worry about trying to get things like burning signs. We don't have to worry about any of that. It works in any system you want. Oh, I've just noticed that we've got a few doors missing there. Let's get those doors back on. There we go. That's going to reposition the center of our farm again. That was probably off. Have I got all the doors? Yep, I put the doors back on that side. Okay. So, yeah, we will find that it's actually a little bit slower to kill. But given that we've got enough villagers in each pod to bring 2 golems anyway, it is not a big problem. If we only had 5 villagers in each pod, it would make the spawn rate a bit slower. But because we've got 10, it's absolutely fine. So that is one iron farm that works really, really well on all platforms because you have not got any worries about wood burning from your lava blades. The magma blocks will kill the golems a little bit slower, but they will kill the golems, so you are absolutely fine to go forward with that in any way you want. You should get an iron golem about every 6 minutes. That's the way it works. If you wanted to, you could build another 2 platforms 65 blocks above the top platform here. That would give you effectively another village, and therefore you get an iron golem about every 3 minutes, so that would double your output. And if you've got room, you could go 65 blocks above that again and have a triple farm and get a golem about every 2 minutes. So there are ways to improve the output of this. With the new ways that which villagers can shoot up water columns, it's actually a lot easier to get your fellas up to the higher ones. So why don't you give it a try and let me know how you get on. If you have enjoyed this video, I would very, very much like to know about it. Hit that like button. It would be great to know you've enjoyed it, and I will keep making these farm videos. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club. And oh, there's another golem going in the background there. It'd be great to see you in my sub club and my notification squad. And I'll see you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.